background music for Copy Shop Live. Welcome. It's 8:01. Thanks for joining me, you newbies. Welcome to Twitter. You join the family of Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. And it's Dave Thackeray from Word and Mouth. You heard it here second. Dave at wordandmouth.com, at Dave Thackeray on the tweets and in various other outlets that you wouldn't want to patronise unless you had a Christmas reason. Welcome to the show. Today, as always, is all about celebrating copy successes, captivating customers, quickening conversions, or it might just be about writing a script for the boss because they've got to deliver at town hall and they've left it till last minute and they don't know what to say and you're in charge of the words and the rest is history. But this is an uncharacteristic episode of Copy Shop Live because typically what I do, everybody who's been along with me, you particularly, Joan, who've been along with me for the ride, knows the format is a little bit of a Jay Leno-esque kind of preamble. And then we go into where I either select a random service or product that is yet to be properly formed, conceived, or find a product on somewhere like Amazon and then I'll write around it. I'll find a random person. I keep getting kids like screaming in my ear and I don't know whether that's from down in the dungeon or the background music. Weird. Anyway, so what we do is we get the random product or service, we get a random person, persona, archetype, call it what you will, and we write to bring the two together. Don't know if I'm going to get around to that today. I feel heartened by the prospect. It's hump day, happy hump day. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's probably going to be hump day at this stage. Even you West Siders, so if you're in California right now, hi, but you'll be 8 hours behind, which means you're just after midnight, so welcome. I hope you're having a lovely night, perhaps sat in front of a roaring log fire in your wing-back armchair with a tot of Lagavulin to bring in the festivities, or maybe you're just sloping back from the pub after having one too many on a school night. Shame on you, you deserve better. And I'm talking to your boss, not you. You don't deserve anything. So the topic today is awakening, because whether or not you're a writer by trade, as I have been for 26 years, and I feel your pain, I empathise if you are also a writer. These are tough times. There's only so many restaurants and campaigns and events that you can write about without toppling over into your own naive idiocy. But that's fine. We're good with that because we at least know there's a level playing field there. We're all naive idiots at the end of the day. Beginner's mind, super key. So awakening, because yesterday, and it reminded me, it brought everything into short and sharp focus for me, how important it is to get deep into wide. Let me explain that. So recently I've been watching some Netflix documentaries. I had a bit of an epiphany myself, but not in the godlike sense or the godly sense. It was more about I had hit an insurmountable wall when it came to my reading material. Couldn't find anything that stuck. Frustrated. The last book that I really was wrapped with, which is topical in a Christmas sense, was The Silent Patient. I loved it. I was gripped by it, and I used to get into crime thrillers, and they've not touched the sides ever since, and I've been in a rut, bit like a writer's block, but a reader's block. So I asked around and I found this great book about people who'd escaped North Korea who were telling their story, and that was great. And I realised that it's not about the style of book, it's about the manner in which the story is told. And I've really started to get in with a lot of biographies. Just checking there to see if anybody's bothered to say hello. They haven't, they never do. They're either shy or not there. I suspect the latter. Got into my books again, which is great. But then I realised that the reason why that was because I'd been exploring the outer boundaries of where my comfort zone was and gone beyond them in many ways. And then I nibbled on a Netflix documentary called 14 Peaks about a Nepalese climber who wanted to show everybody else what he and his people were made of, and, you know, bravo, because went up these 8,000 plus meter mountains in 6 months and 6 days. That's all over China, Pakistan, India, Nepal, all over the big one. Didn't come to Ben Nevis though, I noticed. I think he got a bit coward about that, but fair enough. It's here for you next time, which was wonderful. And then last night, completely by chance, when I had a brief lull in proceedings, I was planning on doing a bit of a course, but I couldn't be bothered, so I Netflixed again and found a couple of great titles that I'll recommend to you. But it was more about the fact that they made me go beyond, and the awakening was there because I started to appreciate the lives of others and how people and things live, and the fact that sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in your own filter bowl. First one was My Octopus Teacher, which was essentially about an unhinged South African guy who wanders with flippers into the sea one day and finds this octopus. I mean, the story kind of tells the title, doesn't it? But and then literally falls in love with an octopus, and she splays all her legs, and then she loses a leg to a shark, and it's, oh god. And then she's all right. After about a year, she grows another one, which in itself is mesmerising. And I won't go too much. No, actually, I will. And then she mates. And if you know the story about mating octopi, you'll know what the end result of the film is. And it always had to be that way anyway, wasn't it? It was either consumed by nature or consumed by nurture. Smart thinking. I'm not even reading the script here. You're getting this for free. You see that one is spontaneous, impromptu, spontaneous thack. So great film, really enlightening as well as awakening. And then I was really in the thick of it. I was in the groove. So I found on the Google, typing in great Netflix documentaries that I should watch tonight, although you didn't need to do that. That's a suffix, that's optional. I found a documentary called Last Breath. Very much a sort of nautical theme last night. This one was all about a saturation diver from Cambridge who worked via Aberdeen to repair the rigs. So they'd go out on these ships in these big pressurized containers, and then they'd plop into a bell, and they'd jump off the bell, and they'd go onto the seabed 80 odd 100 meters below the surface, properly in the ocean. And calamity ensued. Massive technological failure was the reason why young Chris was in such peril. And that's the sad thing about it, isn't it? It's like we're all gung-ho, aren't we, when technology works? And I've noticed very recently there's been a little bit of a turncoat propaganda machine going on against the likes of blockchain. Why not? Hey guys, here's my pitch deck for SQL. You can change things in the database. Everybody laughing like drains, because obviously you can't do that with blockchain because it's immutable. And we all laughed. But anyway, so the moral of this story today, and thanks for joining me for these 10 minutes, it's been great, hasn't it? And again, it's lovely to come on Twitter. Imagine when I get my head together and I'm actually sharing interesting stuff with you, maybe even getting guests on. I doubt it, though. They wouldn't put up with me, just like you don't. But the moral of the story is if you're looking to do the different, you need to have the different done to you. And that can be proactive. Two things really is more about topic and cadence. Topic is you must go beyond your limits. Go beyond what you think you're interested in. And Netflix is the perfect platform and the perfect concierge, because once you find something you like, it will also find things that are of interest to you in that area, not to just the area that you've been predisposed to. So really good. And also, and this is the second bit really, was I wanted to do a course last night, but you know what, I so couldn't be arsed. I'd had a hard day, really hard day at the coalface. I'd written that great headline. I also write the stories, but the headline obviously leads people in. It's the start of the slippery slide all the way to the call to action where you get the sale. But I've written that great headline, which was all about a camper van competition this is the world that I inhabit. I was thinking camper, 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 camper. I was doing that in my head, camper, 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 camper. And then I was like, oh, camper, 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 chameleon. But it's obviously karma chameleon. But it works, doesn't it? How far can I push this? And I went on to lyrics.com, and obviously in the chorus, the next line is "You come and go." Well, this was a camper van competition. You got the chance to win a motorhome, right? So if you won the motorhome, you come to the competition, then you go. So it all really fitted. So camper chameleon, you come and go, winning this competition. And client was chuffed as chips, and yeah, went out there into the wild. So you can find that if you type it in, and it'll have my name on it. Glimpses of light, a sparkling moment in a day can make all the difference. Right, thank you very much. I've got no outro because it's just me, really. So I'll get around to it, but it's boring anyway, and it's just 10 seconds of stuff that you never asked to see, that's forced down your throat like foie gras, or what becomes foie gras. So Dave@wordofmouth.com, @Dave Thackeray. Get on the LinkedIn, get on the tweets, get on the Facebook, just get everywhere. And again, the reason for this is twofold. A is to help us all share the joy of being more human, because as technology consumes everything, it's really important that we rail against that a little bit and understand how to better communicate among ourselves before the robots take over and we don't have a chance. That's just a conspiracy. And also how to write more compelling, persuasive, captivating copy in all different situations. Words lead. Pictures may speak 1,000 words, but actually you need to write 1,000 words in the first place to know that the picture works. So lots to chat about, and I'll be here again tomorrow first thing, 8 o'clock. Speak to you soon.